All right, ladies and gentlemen, I made the decision to go all in on YouTube and share my story and share my journey and be able to add value to the people that are trying to make a difference in their life through success, mindset, and internet capital markets. And when I say internet capital markets, I mean crypto. So for those of you guys that don't know me yet, I'm gonna give you guys a little introduction. My name is Kane Wave. I am from Toronto, Canada. I've traveled the world, built multiple seven-figure businesses, and I have probably the most unconventional story you've ever heard. I didn't go to college. I dropped out. When I was younger, I was a rapper for about 10 years. I'm 26 years old right now. I retired my mom by 22 years old. And right now, I live between Bali, Dubai, and Miami with my business partner, my fiance, and my whole entire family. I bring them everywhere I go. So if you guys don't know about me, I'm gonna go into a little story about my journey. I think it's very important that you guys understand who I am, what I do, why I do it, and what my principles and values are. So I started off as a rapper in high school. My dream was to be a big rapper. And actually my introduction to entrepreneurship was the narcotics game. I was selling drugs. Pretty funny story. I got into nightlife when I was about 18 years old. You know, I thought it would be very beneficial to be able to sell my product inside of the clubs, build a network, because I was from a small town outside of Toronto called Milton, and it was an avenue for me to be able to promote my music through the clubs by building relationships with the owners and with the DJs. So I did that for about 3 years, and the pandemic happened, so obviously there was no one to buy my product, and I was still doing music, but my whole nightlife business shut down. I dropped out of college. I did business marketing for about a semester, and I asked my teacher if they've ever ran a business and if they've ever done marketing, and they said no. So I was like, why the fuck would I listen to you? Dropped out, went all in on the nightlight stuff, and then COVID happened, everything shut down. And now I'm in a point where I didn't know what to do with my life. Life was literally on pause. I was playing Fortnite, I was playing Call of Duty, I was doing what everyone else was doing, just chilling, using it as a time to pass by. But then I had a realization to go all in on self-development. Something called me to go all in on self-development. So I read the books. Obviously, I wasn't making money, so I went broke. And I wanted to start making money. And during the pandemic, my mind went in creative mode. I was trying to think of different ways to make money. And I went all in on medical supply distribution during the pandemic. People needed masks, people were scared. I had an avenue to get them, so I started selling them. And in that 1 year, I made my first 7 figures. My first deal was literally through an Instagram story asking who needed masks. And I think I did a deal for like $5,000 profit. I sold 5,000 masks. I made $1 each in a parking lot. Typical. Nothing new though, because I came from the drug game. That's how all of my transactions went down. And then the light went off in my head, because, something I gotta say about, people that risk their life to make money. Drug dealers make the best entrepreneurs. We know how to read people. We know how to connect with people. We know how to build relationships. And, I basically fully dropped that game, went all in on medical supply distribution. And 2 months after that, I made my first 6 figures in a day. I think it was like $130,000, and that was life-changing for me. I went and then I kept going all in, and made my first 7 figures that year. Got a bunch of billboards around my city. I was basically high off of money, and I got a big penthouse. I was spending more than, I was earning, but I don't regret $1 of it. I don't regret it at all, because it brought me here. It motivated me to get to the next point in life, and constantly waking up to motivational views downtown Toronto was very, very life-changing for me. I was on the news. Like I said, I got the billboards. I had lots of press articles written about me, because people already knew me from music and from nightlife. And then I said, you know what, fuck it. Like, success loves speed, success loves momentum. I moved to Miami. And in Miami, that's when I started getting into capital markets, investing into stocks, and then crypto. And from there on, my whole entire life changed. We built an online community called the Millionaire Orphanage, a few friends and I, because we're a bunch of millionaires living in a house in Miami, a big mansion on the water, and we would call it the orphanage because everyone's from all around North America, and we had like 12 guys in the house with us, or something stupid like that. Probably the funnest time of my life. Also a lot of degeneracy, partying, drugs, all that fun stuff that you guys may think is fun, but I'm here to tell you 5 years later, it's not fun and it's not fulfilling. But went all in on crypto, met my current partner now, Ali, And, we did an NFT collection together, and we did 3.3 mil in 3 minutes, and that's when my life changed again. That was another big catalyst event in my life. And I said, let me go all in on crypto. Went all in, made some good money there, built the community up to 12,000 people. From there, I exited the community. My partners and I didn't align. We basically got kicked out of Miami for having too many big house parties. We had all the biggest rappers coming over, Tory Lanez, Cash Page, Cash Page, I think that was her name. She's a big artist as well. And they were coming over all the time and we were partying, absolute degeneracy. And from there, the bear market came around after COVID, and I got out of crypto and went all in on Airbnb, built an Airbnb business of 70 properties around the world. I was doing Airbnb arbitrage. I scaled too fast for my own good. I didn't understand operations. So I basically left that business, met Ali, and started the Circle Syndicate, a global mastermind group of 7 and 9 figure entrepreneurs. We've hosted multiple events around the world. We raised over $75 million in private equity. It's a current business we still run. And we also started a consulting business through that empire. And this is a lifelong build out for us to build our army. Because guys, in this world, in this life, you cannot win this war alone. Us as men, we're very, very tribal people, and you need a sense of belonging. So the Circle Syndicate is something that, we're gonna continue building out and continue going all in on. But then I went back to what I knew worked. I went back all in on crypto. I started off with a $5,000 portfolio, made over $1 million in a year again, and got really heavy into meme coins. And fast forward, I think 2 years now, and I've made over $2 million trading meme coins, and we've launched a community called the Organization Cabal. I have an online personality called Organizer. He is the organizer of the organization. And now we have people from all over the world in our community that are trading with us and absolutely fucking printing. So that's a little background on me. I'm a family man. Family means everything to me. Mindset is everything to me. I'm not a crypto bro. I am a businessman, and crypto just happens to be one of the vehicles that I see the most opportunity in. After doing everything that I've done, sales, info products, and capital raising and private equity, I fell in love with the degeneracy of meme coins and how fast these things fucking move. It's been an absolutely wild journey, and we've made people a lot of money. People have made millions of dollars in our chat, and I find it very fulfilling being able to financially empower people with the necessary information. In this war of information and these internet capital markets, I found so much passion in being able to help people, and it's my way of giving back. And this is also why I started this YouTube, so I could, show you guys into my life, bring you guys into my life, bring you guys into my mind, show you guys the mindset behind trading and life, show you guys the mindset behind networking, show you guys the principles that I believe are necessary to become a fully capable man and become a man that is fully capable to provide for his loved ones. I'm not these fucking crypto bros that are sitting behind a screen, just no social skills, never built a business, don't understand investing. I've actually built businesses. I've actually made multiple 7 figures. So I'm here to show you guys how to get here as well. So that's a little bit about me. Next, I'm going to be going into why I decided to go all in on crypto and meme coins. The reason I decided to go all in on it is because there's no cap on potential and there's no red tape. What do I mean by that? The beautiful thing about crypto is that it's decentralized, meaning if you do it right, there's no taxes, there is no red tape about what you can and can't buy and where you can send your money, and there's unlimited potential. There's pros and cons, don't get me wrong. There's lots of scams, you lose a lot, but once you figure it out, guys, once you figure out the formula, only then is when you could ultimately print millions of dollars like me and my circle have. And coming from private equity with Web 2.0, raising capital was such a headache. We raised over $75 million in 2 years with no financial background. Like I said, I'm a college dropout, drug dealer, fucking rapper. How did he get there? And it was just through the power of networking and learning how to communicate and build relationships. But there's so much yellow tape. Oh, you can't raise money here. Oh, you need a license to raise money. Fuck all of that shit. The reason why I fell in love with crypto is because it gives me sovereignty. And as a man, I truly, truly, truly love and value my sovereignty and my freedom. Freedom of location, freedom of time, freedom of doing whatever the fuck I want, paying who I want, sending my money where I want without the fucking government in my business. I'm completely against centralization, and this is why I love crypto. And then also, it's fucking fun, guys. I mean, people are getting rich off of coins like, you know, Nero, Dogs, Pepe, Doge, things that just don't make sense. So when I first got into the crypto industry, none of it made sense. How are these coins with no value or no utility blowing up to $50, $100 million market caps? How? But once you understand, guys, that we are trading in the attention economy, that is when you truly understand how to make money in this game. At the end of the day, we are in an information war. Twitter or X, the news channels, Instagram, these are all platforms for information and disinformation. That's two things you need to really understand. And the beautiful thing about meme coin markets, the reason why I love it is because, like I said, you could catch 100, 500, 1,000, 20,000x. We even caught, like, you know, somebody in my community turned $1,600 to over $2 million on Peanut. Peanut was literally a squirrel in New York that somebody took in their house as a pet. It went viral, and the Democrats decided to go kill that squirrel. Elon Musk tweeted about it. Everyone was outraged. You know, with all the issues going on in the United States of America, they decided to waste their resources to go kill a squirrel. Are you kidding me? And this shit blew up. It hit like $2 or $3 billion market cap, got listed on the biggest exchanges, and we caught it at a $40,000 market cap. I had multiple people in my group flip hundreds of dollars to six figures. Now, those are the very rare scenarios that do happen, but on a day-to-day basis, you have the opportunity to catch hundreds of X's on all of your plays. That's the beautiful thing about it. You could take $100 and flip it to 10 grand. I've seen it. My brother did it. My little brother was in college in a fucking dorm room the size of this office, eating bear paws for breakfast, poor, working for $800 a month. And I put him on a crypto, and this motherfucker has taken this opportunity and blown it up. And now he's one of the top guys inside of our community that's giving out these calls. And I saw this guy turn $20 into 20 grand within 1 month. That's just one case study. So the opportunities are endless in crypto, and this is why I love memes. I love memes. Private equity, public markets, it's cool. I still dabble in it, blah, blah, blah. But you're telling me I could get rich off of news and rich off of, where people's attention is going? And the attention economy is something that you need to learn, because it doesn't matter whether you're in crypto, in memes, or in business. Marketing is an attention economy. And once you understand that, we have a very, very heavy marketing background. That's how we're able to spot these things that do 100x. I remember one of our best calls were 500x in 30 minutes, guys. 500x in 30 minutes. How is that possible? I mean, it is in these markets. And, we have hundreds of case studies to be able to show these types of things. And this is exactly why I went all in on crypto. And when I'm going to keep going all in, I'm going to keep dropping value behind the mindset of trading in these markets, understanding how to catch these 100Xs, and understanding how to preserve your capital, because you can get lucky. Don't get me wrong. You can get lucky, especially if you join our community. I think yesterday we hit over 100X in a day of total calls with a 45% hit rate, right? So the opportunity is there, but the most important thing is, can you last in this game? Because it is a gambler's heaven. And one of the biggest keys to success that I've learned in the meme coin market is leaving my emotion at the door, recognizing patterns in how to catch the 10 to 100x, understanding risk mitigation, position sizes, and profit taking. And we'll be touching on all of these in different videos in the channel. But the number one most important thing is where you get your information from and what room you're in or group you're in, right? Because anybody could load up crypto and try to make a flip. But if you're not in a group of people that know what they're doing, that understand patterns, understand trends, that are looking at it 24/7, your likelihood goes down significantly. Because let's talk about the stats, right? I know I'm making crypto and meme coins seem absolutely amazing right now, and it has been for me because I'm the top 1%. I understand the game, I have the network, I've had the mentors that have taught me, and my friends have just made, tens of millions of dollars off of this stuff. But the statistics are staggering. On Pump Fund, which is a platform that allows you to, launch coins within 3 minutes, about 60% of the wallets are not profitable. About 0.3% of the wallets have made over 10K, 10 to 100K plus. And then I think maybe only like 20 or 30% of the wallets are profitable for $500 or more. I'll post the stats. So in a market with all of the odds against you, how do you win in a market like that, right? This is exactly why access to information, understanding strategy, capital preservation, and having people that are, as a collective, scanning markets and being able to find these things before the hype comes. This is exactly why we started the organization Cabal, because we have people that are in there all day scanning and finding these coins before they hit the mainstream news and before they hit Twitter. We catch them within 1 hour of the coin coming out. Most of the coins that we call inside of our group are literally under $100,000 market cap. And to put it in perspective for you, if you get into something at $100,000 to $1 million market cap, that's a 10x. 10x your money. You're throwing $100, you just made $1,000. If you hold it to 10 million, now we're talking 100x. So when I show you guys these multipliers and these PNLs, they're all from smaller amounts of capital, getting in early, holding longer, and having the right strategy for capital preservation. I've heard so many success stories of people making millions of dollars of crypto and not, being able to preserve it because they stay risking it all and they lose it all. Financial literacy is something we will touch on. I've learned a lot because I had no financial literacy. Nobody taught me it growing up. I didn't have a rich dad. My dad wasn't there. I was raised by a single mother. So I've learned along the way that I'm going to save you guys tons of mistakes if you just follow my words and listen to me. So something I want to touch on when it comes to capital preservation is a lot of guys in the game, they stay in the high risk sector and they don't diversify. What do I mean by that? I've created a pyramid on how to allocate your funds every 3 months or every quarter and how to sustain and maintain your money and your profits. So 10 years from now, the money you make in shitcoin markets or in any market, you can have, right? So at the top of the pyramid, we have high risk. This is shitcoins, this is meme coins, this is, high risk investments that you're making big returns on. A lot of guys stay in the top part, which is why they end up losing within a year, no matter how much money they make. The middle of the pyramid is medium risk. Now we look to diversify for cash flow, right? Whether that's Airbnb arbitrage, actively investing in your business. These are medium risk plays that yield cash flow. This is something that a lot of crypto guys won't teach you. They want you to stay in the trenches so you lose all your money, right? I'm gonna give you guys the real sauce to build financial freedom and wealth. So in the middle part, you have your medium risk investments. You have your, like I said, Airbnbs, medium risk cash loans, hard money loans, or actively investing into a business, right, or a startup company. And then every 3 months, you basically want to funnel down. The goal is to get all the money at the last part of the pyramid. And the last part of the pyramid is equity. What do I mean by equity? Real estate, precious metals, stock portfolios, bonds, things that are basically guaranteed where you can make 10 to 20% a year. If you could figure that out, guys, and follow that structure, this took me about 6 years to learn. If you guys can figure that out, the money you make in the meme coin market or just in general will be here 10 years from now. And these are things that I wish I had learned 6 years ago. So understanding the financial allocation model of the pyramid. And this is some free game that I'm giving you guys right now. So yeah, look, I'm gonna be touching on a whole bunch of stuff inside of this channel. Day in the lives, meme coin reviews, tool reviews, how to find 100Xs, literally every single thing you can think of when it comes to crypto, when it comes to mindset and masculinity. I'm not just pushing crypto. Like I said, I'm not gonna fucking these weird crypto guys that are sitting behind a screen with no social skills, no girlfriends, no girls, no life experience. I have a fiance. I retired my entire family, my mom and my grandma. No woman that I love has to call another man boss, okay? That's something that I want you guys to all embody. The moment you make money, you take care of those that took care of you. That is your duty as a man. That is something that is so important, that's so crucial in this fucking game as a man. And God will reward you, okay? I reverted to Islam. I'm God-fearing. I really believe that mindset and taking action is one of the most important things that you could understand and do to be overall successful in life, okay? So I want to welcome you guys all. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'm really excited for what the future holds. So make sure to subscribe, like, comment, and share. I'm going to be posting here weekly at a bare minimum. So I'll see you guys on the inside.